Inventory is tight and good deals go fast. So how do you make sure as a buyer that you are prepared for a bidding war on the home that you love? Hi, I'm Shannon Bosgraaf, Realtor with Breck Living, and today I wanted to share with you some of those strategic tips to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. The real estate market is always shifting, and now is no exception. High demand coupled with low inventory has created bidding wars here in our market. If you're trying to buy in a competitive market like Summit, there's always a chance that you're going to run into competing offers. It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. With a few strategic steps, you can make sure that you are set up for success in a bidding war. Watch this video for some great advice on how you can edge out the competition and get that home of your dreams. I have 4 pieces of advice for you, and then watch to the end for the quick 7 tips when you're actually writing the contract. If you know these, you will be prepared for a multiple bid situation. Tip number 1, know your market. Getting educated on the market is the first thing to do. When you have a good idea of the value of the area you're bidding in, that allows you to make a decision much faster in the process. And here's my expert tip. Having a great realtor in your corner is one of the ways that you can accomplish this. It is my job to make sure that you come out with a sound investment. Tip number 2 is to know your budget. Before you start shopping for a home, it's wise to know your monthly budget. Consult closely with a lender. You want to know for every $10,000 that you're going to bid, how much is that actually going to affect your monthly budget? If you find yourself in a bidding war, this allows you to give the highest and best offer without any hesitation. Expert tip, watch my video on how much home you can afford. It has great information on where to get started. You don't want to lose out on the home of your dreams over $7,500 only to find out that that was going to add another $36 to your monthly budget. Tip number 3, is this home worth paying for? How long do you plan on staying there? Is it 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? What is your long-term investment plan on this home? Overpaying for a home isn't always a bad thing when the market is in an upswing. In 6 months, your purchase price might look like a really good deal. Expert tip, buying a home isn't just an investment, but a place to live. So make sure that you know all of the costs going into the purchase price to make sure that you can make an intelligent bid. Tip number 4, don't get emotional. Now, this is where your realtor is going to come and play for you. People that don't negotiate a lot tend to get really emotional in the process. It's just true. You've taken a lot of time to find the house that you want to put a contract in, and now you found yourself in a multiple bid situation. Do your best to keep your budget and your market knowledge in check, and know that you have a walk-away number. Expert tip here, make sure that you have a realtor that can help tell you when it's time to walk away and when it's time to maybe put in a little bit higher price. Having a good realtor can really help alleviate a lot of the stress of the situation. And here are the 7 quick tips once you decide to write that offer to make sure that you incorporate to win that bid. Tip number 1, offer the highest price. All right, that was obvious, but to make our list complete, I had to make sure that I added it. Tip number 2, show some cold hard cash. Cash is king, especially in today's market when there are a lot of hurdles to jump through to get your mortgage. Tip number 3, use an escalation clause. This is going to show the seller that you are incredibly interested in their property. Tip number 4, waive your financing contingency. Now listen, I don't do this for everyone, but if you're working with a lender where you got a pre-approval, not a pre-qualification, then this is something that you can do to increase your chances of winning the bid. Tip number 5, waive the inspection contingency. Now, I don't recommend this for all of them, but if you're walking through a home and it looks well maintained and it's a newer home, then this might be something that you could do. Tip number 6, if you don't feel comfortable waiving the inspection contingency, then make your inspection timeframes really short. This shows the sellers that you are very serious about working through the contract quickly. And tip number 7, which has to be my most valuable piece of advice, is to ask your realtor to talk to the listing agent and see what the seller needs. It's not always more money. And this will show the sellers that you truly care about their interests. These are just some quick tips to consider if you find yourself in a bidding war. If you keep these in mind, you should do really well. If you have any questions about buying a home or anything real estate related, please don't hesitate to reach out and call me. I'd be happy to help. I hope you have a great day.